Hello, and welcome back to Speak English Daily.
Hi everyone, we are very happy to see you here today.
Before we start anything serious today, I want to try a small experiment with you and with everyone listening. Think about this year so far. From 1 to 10, how is your life going? But you are not allowed to choose 5.
Why do you always remove the middle number? 5 is comfortable. 5 says, my life is fine. Please do not ask deeper questions.
That is the point. The middle number lets you hide. When you remove it, you have to lean one way or the other. So if you are listening right now, choose your number, 1 to 10, but not 5.
All right, I will go first. I think I am a 6. Not unhappy, not proud either. I wake up, I do my work, I talk to people, and then the day disappears. Nothing feels wrong, but nothing feels memorable.
I like that word, memorable. I think I'm a 4. My days are peaceful, but I can feel a quiet voice saying, if you keep repeating this pattern, December will arrive very fast and you will wonder where the year went.
Maybe you listening already chose your number. 3, 8, 6, something like that. And when you cannot hide in the middle, you suddenly notice the truth. Are you living or are you maintaining?
Maintaining is such a gentle trap. You pay your bills, answer messages, finish tasks. From the outside, everything looks stable. Inside, you feel paused.
And here's the uncomfortable question behind that number. If nothing really changed for the rest of the year and you reached the last day with the same number, would you accept that?
Many people smile when they hear that question, but the honest answer is often no.
Yet our daily habits quietly vote yes. Every postponed plan, every maybe tomorrow, every small avoidance signs the contract.
The year already started. Real life is already moving. But your story is not locked yet. You are still early enough to change direction without dramatic actions.
Today, we're talking about change that begins in ordinary moments. Not the fantasy of a brand new personality overnight, a realistic shift from where you are sitting right now.
We will talk about risk, comfort, fear, and the strange ways people slowly build a life they never chose. Also about how tiny decisions decide that number you picked earlier.
And we'll keep our English natural and clear. Some phrases may stretch your understanding a little, and that's good. Language grows when your brain works gently harder than usual.
Maybe you are walking, commuting, cooking, or just lying on your bed thinking you do not want another copy of last year.
If that thought felt personal, then this conversation is for you.
Let us begin with something honest. Most people don't feel stuck because life is terrible. They feel stuck because life is comfortable.
Comfortable sounds positive, but here it behaves differently. It removes urgency. Nothing pushes you to move, so you slowly stay the same.
Yes, your job works, your routine works, your relationships function. There's no emergency, but there's also no energy.
I notice this in myself sometimes. I'm not unhappy enough to change and not excited enough to grow. I just continue.
That quiet state has a name. It's complacency. When you have enough stability to survive, but not enough intention to evolve.
The tricky part is you never decide to become complacent. Nobody wakes up and says, I want a small gray life.
You slide into it, one easy decision at a time. You skip practice today because you're tired. Tomorrow, you delay a plan because the timing is not perfect. Next week, you tell yourself you will start soon.
Months pass in a very polite way. Nothing breaks, nothing improves either.
And then one day, you notice time moved faster than your courage.
I think listeners know this feeling. Not pain, not joy, just repetition.
I want to ask you something. What is one small habit you keep postponing even though you know it matters? Write it in the comments so you can see it outside your mind.
Writing it makes it real. Thoughts inside your head feel soft, but words in front of your eyes feel heavier.
When you drift without noticing, life chooses for you. When you choose consciously, even a tiny action interrupts the pattern.
Drift is an interesting word. It means you move somewhere without steering, like a boat floating wherever the water goes.
Many people drift into jobs, routines, even identities, not because they wanted them, but because they never paused to question direction.
The danger is not failure. The danger is comfortable stagnation. Failure hurts loudly. Comfort numbs quietly.
And numbness steals years in a very polite voice. It says, "Relax, you can change later."
Later is a word that secretly removes action from today.
The moment you notice you're drifting is actually hopeful. Awareness is the first interruption.
You cannot redirect a life you never observe.
So if you feel a little uncomfortable listening right now, that's useful. Discomfort is information, not punishment.
It's the signal that your current path and your inner expectations are not matching anymore.
And once you see that gap, you can't unsee it. That's where change begins.
Not with motivation, with recognition.
Once you notice that gap, a new fear appears. People think the next step is success, but usually the next step is failure.
That sounds discouraging, but it's actually freeing. We avoid change because we imagine failure as proof that something is wrong with us.
Yes, we treat one bad result like a personality description. For example, someone studies consistently for a week, then misses 3 days and suddenly thinks, "I am lazy."
Or they try speaking English and make mistakes and conclude, "I'm bad at languages."
That reaction hurts more than the mistake itself.
There's a useful phrase for this situation: fall short. It means you didn't reach the level you planned, but it doesn't mean you are incapable.
The problem is emotional interpretation. We attach identity to outcome.
And sometimes the feeling is intense, devastating even. Devastating means the disappointment hits deeply, not just a small sadness.
Many people stopped trying not because they failed, but because they believed the story they created after failing.
Exactly. Failing an attempt is normal. Declaring a permanent conclusion about yourself is optional.
If I say I failed today, I can try tomorrow. If I say I am a failure, tomorrow disappears.
That's why expecting imperfection helps. When mistakes arrive, you recognize them instead of dramatizing them.
Almost like planning your reaction before the moment comes.
Yes, instead of surprise, you have preparation. Instead of shame, you have adjustment.
I think listeners need to hear this clearly. Improvement always includes repeated falling short.
And the meaning you assign decides whether the story continues or stops.
So the goal is not avoiding mistakes. The goal is refusing to turn them into identity.
When you change that one habit of thinking, effort becomes lighter. You still care, but you're not destroyed each time progress pauses.
That's the point where growth becomes sustainable instead of emotional.
After you accept that mistakes will happen, the question becomes practical. What do you actually do differently every day?
Because understanding alone changes very little. Daily structure changes more than motivation.
People love big goals. I will transform my routine. I will become fluent. I will reinvent myself. The brain enjoys dramatic sentences.
But dramatic sentences rarely survive normal weekdays. So instead of dramatic goals, we build small systems, predictable actions that repeat even when feelings are quiet.
This is where anticipation helps. Anticipate means you expect a weak moment before it arrives.
For example, if evenings make you tired, don't promise a long study session at night. Promise 5 minutes in the morning.
Or if weekends make you lose focus, plan a short review before relaxation starts.
You're not forcing discipline, you're designing around your real behavior.
Many people think consistency requires strong willpower. Often it requires honest planning.
A useful question is not, what is my perfect routine? It is, when do I usually fail and how can I make that moment smaller?
Smaller tasks survive bad moods better than big plans.
Instead of, I will practice 1 hour daily, you say, I will write 3 sentences. On good days, you do more. On hard days, you still succeed.
And success repeated calmly becomes confidence.
There's another challenge. Comparison can obscure your progress. Obscure means hide from view.
You improve slowly, but you only look at people far ahead, so your change feels invisible.
That is why looking back matters. Old recordings, old notes, old messages. They reveal movement your memory ignores.
Progress is easier to feel when you measure against your past, not someone else's present.
Consistency feels boring because growth happens quietly, but quiet change lasts longer than emotional bursts.
So the real strategy is simple. Expect weak moments, prepare small actions, and notice small improvements.
None of this looks impressive in a single day, yet months later it reshapes your life.
Change becomes less dramatic and more dependable.
Now we need to talk about a deeper place, because sometimes the issue is not small habits or missed routines. Sometimes life collapses.
Yes, there are moments when it is not about drifting slowly. It feels like everything falls at once.
That place has a name people use often, hitting rock bottom. It means you reach your lowest emotional or practical point. You feel you cannot go further down.
And when someone is there, advice like stay positive sounds almost insulting.
Exactly. When you are exhausted or heartbroken or financially stressed, you don't need cheerful slogans. You need a way forward that feels possible.
Rock bottom feels heavy. Your energy drops. Your confidence disappears. Even simple tasks look enormous.
That is why the recovery cannot be dramatic. It has to be small and realistic.
There's a strong expression I like, claw your way back. It means returning slowly with effort, like climbing out of a deep hole using your hands.
That image is powerful because it's not elegant. It's messy. It requires patience.
And most people underestimate tiny actions during hard periods.
Sending one difficult message, booking one appointment, cleaning one corner of your room. These look minor, but internally they are acts of resistance.
Resistance against the belief that this state is permanent.
When you hit rock bottom, the mind tells you this is your new normal.
But situations are chapters, not identities.
Even during the lowest season, each constructive action weakens the feeling of helplessness.
You might not feel strong immediately, but you become slightly less powerless.
And strength often returns gradually, not as excitement, but as steadiness.
Another thing happens at low points. You discover who supports you.
Yes, some people disappear when things look difficult. Others remain quietly present.
Those quiet supporters matter more than public encouragement.
If you are in a hard place right now, remember this. Rock bottom is a position, not a destination.
It can become the moment you decide to rebuild differently.
And rebuilding rarely begins with motivation. It begins with one manageable action repeated until your footing feels stable again.
Clawing your way back is slow, but it is real.
After someone starts standing again, another question appears. Why continue? Because discipline alone cannot carry you forever.
Right. Habits keep you moving, but meaning keeps you moving longer.
When life is only about personal comfort, every inconvenience feels heavy.
But when your actions connect to something beyond you, effort feels lighter.
That something doesn't have to be dramatic. It could be family, students, friends, or even the person you used to be.
I like that idea. Helping your past self by becoming who you needed earlier.
purpose reshapes difficulty. The same task feels different when it benefits more than your mood.
And this is important when people have many ideas but never act on them.
The mind becomes a waiting room full of plans, each idea politely waiting for permission to exist.
Years pass and those ideas remain theoretical.
To change that, you break out of a pattern. Breaking out means interrupting a repeated cycle.
For many people, the cycle is simple: inspiration, excitement, delay, guilt, repeat.
The interruption doesn't need to be large. One real action moves an idea from imagination into reality.
Sending an application, joining a group, recording a short practice, small steps but concrete.
And when you act, mistakes still happen. That part never disappears.
But there's a helpful concept. You can fall forward.
Falling forward means even when something fails, you land closer to improvement instead of retreating.
For example, you try speaking and feel embarrassed. You can withdraw or adjust and try again with more knowledge.
Each forward fall turns experience into instruction.
Over time, you notice a change. You're not avoiding errors anymore. You're collecting lessons.
That shift transforms effort into progress instead of frustration.
And repeated forward movement slowly reshapes identity.
You stop seeing yourself as someone waiting to begin and start seeing yourself as someone already moving.
Action becomes proof rather than intention.
When someone keeps moving forward, even imperfectly, something quiet begins to change inside. Identity starts shifting.
Yes, at first you feel like the same person trying new habits. Then slowly you feel like a different person living differently.
There's an expression that captures this transformation: rise from the ashes. It comes from the story of a phoenix, a bird that burns and is reborn from fire.
It means rebuilding strength after destruction, not pretending the fire never happened, but growing because of it.
Many people wish to avoid difficult seasons, but those seasons often remove illusions.
They show you what doesn't work, who doesn't stay, and what truly matters.
When old versions of you fall apart, it can feel frightening, but sometimes that collapse creates space.
Space for a version of you that's less complacent, less passive.
Someone who notices drifting sooner, someone who anticipates weak moments, someone who doesn't interpret every setback as proof of failure.
That person still struggles, but the struggle has direction.
And direction matters more than speed.
Your comeback doesn't need to look impressive to others. It needs to feel honest to you.
Maybe tonight you sit quietly for a few minutes and ask yourself simple questions. Where did I drift without noticing? When did I feel at my lowest? What is one small forward action I can take this week?
Those answers don't need to be dramatic. They only need to be sincere.
Change begins internally before it becomes visible externally.
And if you feel uncertain right now, remember this: stories are not finished in the middle.
Even if this year started slowly, you still hold the pen.
And every small decision you make from today becomes part of that narrative.
Now, let's slow down and look carefully at the language we use today, so it becomes part of your own speaking, not just something you understood once while listening.
We'll take important words and expressions and explain them simply, then give examples you can imagine in daily life.
First word, complacent. When someone is complacent, they feel comfortable enough that they stop trying to improve, not because life is perfect, but because effort feels unnecessary.
For example, after getting a stable job, he became complacent and stopped learning new skills. Or you might say, I don't want to become complacent with my English, I still want to grow.
Try saying it out loud. Complacent.
Slowly, complacent.
Next word, anticipate. To anticipate means to expect something before it happens and prepare for it mentally or practically.
For example, if you anticipate being tired after work, you study in the morning instead. Or we anticipated traffic and left early.
Repeat it. Anticipate.
Slowly, anticipate.
Next word, devastate. Devastate describes a very strong emotional impact. Stronger than sad, it feels like your energy disappears.
Losing an opportunity she cared about devastated her for weeks, or failing the interview devastated him even though he prepared well.
Repeat. Devastate.
Slowly, de-ves-state.
Next word, obscure. To obscure means to hide or make something difficult to see or understand.
Fear can obscure your progress because you only notice mistakes, or clouds obscured the sun this morning.
Say it. Obscure.
Slowly, obscure.
Now an expression, hit rock bottom. This means reaching the lowest point emotionally or situationally.
After months of stress and no direction, he felt he hit rock bottom. Sometimes hitting rock bottom becomes the moment change begins.
Repeat the full phrase, hit rock bottom.
Slowly, hit rock bottom.
Next phrase, break out of a pattern. It means stopping a repeated behavior you keep doing automatically.
She broke out of her pattern of procrastination by starting very small tasks daily, or he broke out of his pattern of silence and finally spoke in meetings.
Repeat, break out of a pattern.
Slowly, break out of a pattern.
Next expression, rise from the ashes, to recover and become strong again after a difficult period.
After a hard year, the business rose from the ashes with a new plan, or she rose from the ashes emotionally after rebuilding her routine.
Repeat it, rise from the ashes.
Slowly, rise from the ashes.
Next phrasal verb, drift into something, to slowly enter a situation without a clear decision.
He drifted into a career he never planned. It just happened step by step. Or many people drift into habits they never questioned.
Repeat, drift into.
Slowly, drift into.
Next phrase, fall short of something, to not reach a goal you aimed for.
We fell short of our monthly target but improved compared to last month. Or she fell short of her plan yet still learned a lot.
Repeat, fall short of.
Slowly, fall short of.
Last expression, claw your way back, to slowly recover through effort after difficulty.
After losing confidence, he clawed his way back by practicing daily conversations, or she clawed her way back to stability one step at a time.
Repeat it, claw your way back.
Slowly, claw your way back.
Notice something important. These are not only vocabulary items, they describe experiences. When you learn words connected to feelings and actions, you remember them longer.
Because language sticks when it connects to your own story.
You do not need to use all of them immediately. Even one new expression used correctly in a real conversation is progress.
Try describing your week using one phrase. Maybe you anticipated a busy day. Maybe you fell short of a plan. Maybe you broke out of a small pattern.
When vocabulary becomes personal, fluency grows naturally.
And repetition helps. Listen again, pause, repeat aloud. Your mouth needs practice as much as your ears.
Over time, the words stop feeling foreign and start feeling available.
That is the moment learning turns into ability.
Keep going gently. Consistency matters more than intensity.
Small efforts accumulate quietly.
And one day you notice you are speaking with less hesitation.
That is real progress.
Thank you for spending this time thinking and learning with us.
Take care and keep practicing.